Hi friends, today we're going to do my less than 10-minute writing exercise that will improve your writing by expanding your vocabulary. I've selected 3 words from the dictionary that we will use each one of these words in a sentence so we can better understand them by putting them into context. I will give you general definitions, but I've also included links below to Merriam-Webster's website where you can find the formal definitions and pronunciations. I'll also include my sample sentences below. Today's 3 words I've selected for us to play around with our writing are gibbous, sonorous, and reclamation. Gibbous, sonorous, and reclamation. We're just going to have a little fun with our writing. This is a very short, less than 10-minute exercise that we can kind of get our writing day started and just kind of have a little fun with these things. And it's not an overly difficult mental exercise to undertake. And the idea is, if you're unfamiliar with these words, you learn them, make them part of you so they're accessible to you when you write. Anyway, let's get started with gibbous. And gibbous is an adjective, and it means convexity or swelling, more than half but not all of the moon showing. So you can understand like a part of the moon that we've seen, like not the entire moon, but more than half but not the full moon showing. All right, let's use gibbous in a sentence. All right, here's what I got. A gibbous moon sat lonesome in the night sky. All right. Okay, let's move on to sonorous. And it means producing sound when struck. All right, let's see what kind of sentence I can come up with for sonorous. Okay. All right, here's what I got for sonorous. The bell from the monastery resonated with a series of sonorous bongs that carried down the mountain and could be heard by all in the nearby village. So you can imagine this bell from the monastery is just the sound of it, these bongs carrying down to the village, the lower lying village. All right, let's move on to reclamation. And reclamation is a noun, a word that represents a person, place, or a thing. And it means act of reclaiming or recovery. Okay, let me see what kind of sentence I can come up with for reclamation. All right, here is what I have for reclamation. Okay. The crew knew that merely reaching and towing back the derelict spacecraft would be a hellacious reclamation, and they refused to consider what they might find on board. Okay, that's pretty ominous. So you can imagine this spacecraft, this crew that's going to recover this derelict spacecraft, a spacecraft that's probably just floating out there with no signs of life, and they've got to tow it back to wherever. Anyway, that's the sense I came up with for reclamation. 3 wonderful, interesting words: gibbous, sonorous, reclamation. Use them in a sentence. Play around with them. Have fun with your writing. If you're unfamiliar with these words, make them part of you so they're accessible to you when you write. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy writing.